Caracas, Peru, September 15th, 2007. High in the Andes Mountains, residents of this tiny village are distressed by the presence of a mysterious light that appears suddenly in the noonday sky and begins racing towards them at an alarming speed.
In the skies over this tiny village of Caracas in Peru, a small asteroid actually entered the atmosphere, and these people saw what they thought was a star in the sky falling. And the object tore through the atmosphere. And this is a pretty big thing. It's probably the size of a compact car. And it's penetrating the atmosphere at 28,000 miles an hour. And then, bam, it impacts like a nuclear bomb pretty much right at the edge of their village. And they see this ejecta cloud go into the sky. There was this smoke trail in the sky. It terrified them.
Despite their fear, curious locals begin to gather around the impact site. What they discover is a 20-foot deep by 100-foot wide crater that is flooded with water. And buried deep in the earth is a 12-ton meteor. While the massive crater was a remarkable sight to see, many local villagers found themselves overcome by a mysterious illness.
When this meteor strike happened, a lot of people trying to get a glimpse of it, trying to get a sample of it even. But what happened was there was a toxic reaction to it, and loads of people became incredibly sick.
They started to suffer from what might be described as radiation sickness. And in addition to this, their own animals started suffering in a similar way. So what was going on here? Was this simply a meteorite that had landed at Caracas, or was there something more?
More than 200 people were admitted to the hospital after being exposed to the Caracas meteor. According to reports, they suffered from symptoms ranging from severe headaches, dizziness, nausea, to skin rashes and respiratory problems. While many of the villagers believed their sickness was a punishment from God, doctors began to suspect that the meteor had released a deadly toxin from deep underground.
So one of the theories about why people actually got sick is when the meteor hit the Earth, it created this 100-foot wide crater. So people have now believed they may have got poisoned simply from what was coming from the Earth and are being hit by this meteor.
It is a fact that in the area of Caracas, there is a high level of arsenic in the ground, and almost certainly this was vaporized as well, and this was one of the things that was making both the people and the animals so sick.
Is it possible that the impact of the Caracas meteor released arsenic into the environment, poisoning those who came into contact with it? Or did it deliver an unidentified contagion from outer space?
There's always been questions within the scientific community about whether there could actually be biologics on a meteorite. So, you know, some kind of alien microbe or whatnot in a meteorite. Meteorites contain amino acids, sugars, water. All the building blocks for life are on these asteroids. So, is it possible? Absolutely.
This is an idea that's been around in science fiction for a very long time. This idea that there could be viruses or some kind of pathogenic bacterium or cell that could come from space and fall onto the planet. Maybe coming down in a cometary impact or coming down in some of these grains of dust and material.
Is there any evidence that toxic pathogens were delivered to Caracas from the cosmos? While Robert Ward and his team secured a small meteor sample from the impact site, the answer to just what biologics may have landed on Earth remains buried deep underground.
Well, our ultimate goal was obviously to find this large meteorite that we presumed was in the bottom of the crater.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
We were literally standing on the crater rim, and the water's being pumped out, and we are so close. We were literally within feet of uncovering this large, possibly multi-ton meteorite in the bottom of the crater when all work was brought to a stop by the mayor. The excavation wasn't going to come to fruition, which was very disappointing.
Could the Caracas meteor have actually contained evidence of alien germs? Perhaps we'll never know. But the sheer possibility is truly frightening.
For me, the biggest fear is actually germs and diseases from outer space via an asteroid or something hitting the Earth. Once the virus is here, by definition, it looks like all our other viruses. Unless you catch a meteor in the act of delivering the virus, there's not going to be a real signature that it came from space. Now, it's still fairly improbable. It's a little more likely that you just get viruses on the Earth, but the idea of a virus that's stuck in an asteroid and then lands on Earth, it's not as crazy as people think.